RedLionPodcast. It's Mike, no mistakes, Mike, the Oracle.
Are you AKAing him?
I'm AKA.
I don't even need it.
I can't. To be fair, I can't actually remember all of Mike's AKA.
Do as many as you can. Do as many.
So there's no mistakes, Mike. Mike the Oracle, Mystic Mike, Judge Dredd. Have I forgot?
Confetti cannon?
Confetti cannon. That's the best one. That is the best one. Confetti cannon.
Mike, AKA Mike, AKA Mike, AKA Mike, AKA
Mike, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Oh, yeah.
My favourite.
Big the bad Mike.
Big bad Mike.
Big bad boss.
Big bad boss.
Yeah.
Because it was all the bees. I literally can't remember. Tori might remember better than me. From Match Day 2 when I listed them all.
Shout Story.
Always. Shout Story, shout Dialect, shout Talk is Cheap, shout Battle Rap merch as well, because the shirt.
Battle Rap merch is great.
Yeah, Dave from Battle Rap merch gave me a free beanie and stuff as well after buying the Talk is Cheap
Didn't
t-shirt.
give me free shit.
You were at Match Day 2, you fucking sell out.
Fair enough.
But anyway.
So, Alan and Talon,
Boring cunt.
we're going to watch it.
AKA
the boring cunt.
The boring cunt. AKA what's a Premier Battle.
AKA Will No Match Day 2.
AKA not a Match Day 2. AKA sell out. AKA fuck these guys. So we're gonna talk Hellboy. So the other night was the Hellboy launch, whatever, that it came out
On Thursday, yeah.
No one cares.
Oh, that's a lie. I cared about this film.
Yeah, no, to be fair, we all watched, so these previous episodes, we watched the original trailer, we didn't like it, we watched a trailer the second trailer on about 3 episodes ago or something. Whatever.
Yeah, round about
Loved
it.
We watched the second trailer, it was fucking insane. We pointed out a couple of bits and bobs that I didn't feel comfortable with in the trailer, and then it came out that it came out on Thursday.
Yep.
Yeah. So Mike and Nick went to see it.
With Briggsy. Shout out Briggs.
Yeah, shout out Briggsy always. I didn't. I had stuff to do, so I couldn't go and see it. So Mike's basically going to tell me what it was about, if it was good, if it wasn't.
Well, I'm not going to go into the story because I think it's too close to.
Yeah, not super spoilers and stuff like that. No. Which is it's not what we do. We'd rather you go and watch the film and make up your own mind about what you think about it.
Facts.
But from the first trailer, I'm very much of a mixed opinion. For the first trailer, like I say, I thought it was going to be a piece of shit. And the second trailer, I was really excited about it. But then when it got to actually being released, I wasn't that bothered about going to see it.
Like
when we watched, super excited.
When the first trailer dropped, I was all about it. Like before it dropped, I was super excited. Like I was spamming our group chat constantly, going, "Yeah, this is gonna be fucking mint. This is gonna be mint."
Like Hellboy's kind of your thing, though.
Exactly. And then that first trailer dropped, and I felt so fucking disappointed with it. I was like, "Oh my fucking god, that looks like a piece of shit." Like, I was literally taken aback. I was like, "Oh, what have they done?" Like it made me feel it just made me feel sad. I was like,
dude.
Okay.
Ron Perlman would not be happy.
No, Ron Perlman probably isn't happy. He hasn't got a payday.
But the second trailer come out, and I was like, do you know what? Let's turn the corner. I'm all right. I'm up for it. Yeah. Then we went and watched it, and it is just fucking bang average. Really? I mean, it'll make money because it's bang average.
Will it?
Yeah. I said it before we went watch it, and I said it when we left. I think it'll make more money than the Del Toro films.
Yeah.
Because it is bang average. It's stylized to
Makes it so sad.
I know, I mean, like, when we watched it, part of me just wants to take David Harbour's Hellboy character and just drop it in Del Toro's world.
In place of Ron Perlman?
Yeah.
That says a lot about David Harbour's portrayal of Hellboy then. That says a lot about him as a character.
It was the best thing about the film. I couldn't fault it. Which he should be, agreed. But I couldn't fault. I love the darkness of it. I love the fact that it was a bit more edgy.
It was bloody, it was violent. It was a lot of action. But it wasn't good.
Yeah, it's like
it wasn't done particularly well. Like it felt rushed. It felt very sloppy with some of the CGI. The pacing was all over the fucking place. Is one spoiler I'm going to put out there. Pendle Hill, isn't it? Right?
No idea what you're talking about.
Pendle Hill is down the road from us, 40 minutes down the road.
Right.
It's where the witch trials were.
Okay.
In England, right? And it is in the middle of it's all green. It's just it's literally a fucking hilltop. And then when you show it in that, it's like a big fucking cliff, and it's got a strip mall in front of it, and I was like, it literally doesn't look like England. Like when you think of England,
yeah,
you do not think American strip mall.
No.
When you think of Pendle Hill, I definitely don't think American strip mall.
Right. Okay.
Because I mean,
was it Pendle Hill in the film? Was
Yeah.
he actually on location?
Yeah,
That's where it was supposed to be.
It was all the majority of the film's set in England.
Right.
Because it's about the King Arthur story and stuff like that.
I like that.
So it should have been. It should have been great.
Yeah.
It should have been fucking great, but it felt lazy at times. It felt like they've not done any scouting. They've gone to London and thought that's England.
That'll do.
That's literally a couple 100 miles up the road to actual Pendle to see what Pendle is about. Like,
it's what a lot of Americans do. Just go London,
America.
That's it.
But
that's it.
But when it is, the whole film is based around an English folklore, like literally you'd think, and if Pendle Hill is going to be such a big part of the story, you'd think they'll get down. What that is, they try to over dramatise a real life witch hunt. What happened in England, and to make it look weird and wonderful. Personally, if you just kept it as proper Pendle Hill, because as an English person who knows a little bit about witches and the witch trials at Pendle, atrocities happen there. Horrifying things.
You don't need to speak to me about how the British are the worst humanity.
Right. So like you would think it's not a big thing, but they've tried to make something what was already an awful thing more comic booky. But when you didn't really need to, because it was like horrifying what happened there. And that area is so fucking... If you went and stood at the top of Pendle Hill and got a camera and walked around, did a 360 thing, it's fucking stunning.
Yeah.
You
didn't need to add a load of CGI bullshit.
Del Toro, if Del Toro was doing that film, he would have gone to Pendle Hill and filmed Pendle Hill because it looks nice.
Yeah.
It's a fucking pretty part of the world. It'd make a nice backdrop.
So in terms of the comic book versus the film, what's closest? Because my only exposure to Hellboy is the first two Del Toro films.
The character of Hellboy in this new Hellboy is closer to, in my opinion, how I read a comic book.
Yeah.
Is close. David Harbour's Hellboy is closer than Ron Perlman's, in my opinion. It did make me chuckle all the way through because I'm a fucking child at the end of the day and I like swear words. Yeah. If someone calls someone a prick, I'm going to find that funny no matter what. So there was parts of it, and I think I let it off because I was like, oh, do you know what, that's pretty funny. Yeah. But then there's parts of it I was like, do you know what, that looks terrible. It looked like a PlayStation 2 game at times. Oh. Like literally, I think that's
no compliment, by the way.
It's took me like 4 days to try and figure it out. I was like, at times it looks like a cutscene from a PlayStation 2 game. Like, alright. The whole support. Like, my problem with this film going into it was Mila Djokovic. The bad it, like, and that was like those Resident Evil films, and then these two pricks come along and ruin it all.
So what was she like?
She's not got a lot of real joke airtime.
When we watched the trailer, I was going to say when we watched the trailer a few weeks ago, I was very much like, if she doesn't say an awful lot, she'll be great.
Yeah.
And so is that the case?
Pretty much. She doesn't say an awful lot, and when she does say, but the thing is, she felt like one of the stronger characters in this.
But if you keep the thing with Mila Jovovich is if you keep her dialogue down to a minimum, she's better.
even the dialogue that she did have, right? Because it was minimalistic. But however,
no, she talked a lot.
There was a bit of talking, but it was perfect for the type of film it was. She pulled it off. She nailed her character. Like she was
like
100%.
Hela in Ragnarok.
Right.
Yeah,
So
it could have been played by someone. No,
without being a best actress.
But then
she had to put on an English accent and say her lines
she put
correctly.
On an English accent.
It worked quite well actually. Yeah. It weren't as annoying as the actual English people in the film.
In the film, it was more convincing.
But they've gone put a Motley accent on for us, and they've gone okay instead of just talking like normal people.
Step in time.
But like talking about like
much.
English actors who win this film, right? I was excited because Ian McShane, fucking Lovejoy was in this film. I was like, yes! But then, every time he said a word with an S in, I didn't know if his dentures weren't fitting properly or if he'd had a bit of a stroke. He couldn't say his S word, like, not like, I'm not saying, he sounded pissed for the whole film.
To be fair, it's Ian McShane.
Yeah, but when you see him talk normally, he can say snake.
But he probably was pissed.
Yeah, maybe, but it made me angry. I was like, has he just not told someone? Like his dentures don't fit and he's spitting them out and shit. Like,
can we talk about Sacha Monaghan?
Alice
Monaghan. Sacha Lane, the little English girl that's in it. For me,
so I didn't want to bring her up.
She's the one that I'd said in the original trailer. Like I recognise her from something, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
So who is she?
She plays a medium type of character.
Is she the Selma Blair of this film?
Tell him.
Kind of.
Right.
And I said it before we went into the fucking film.
Yeah, kind of.
Because clearly that was evident from the trailer that they went, we need a female lead who's going to be kind of slightly romantic with Hellboy.
No, definitely not romantic.
No, she's like 12 or something.
No, she's not.
She's 23. She's 23.
He saved her when she was a baby, and they've got like Joel Wade.
Oh, so they've got like a kind of father-daughter, like a kind of Freud.
He's in his
going on.
40s and she's 23. You know, there's no.
That's
father-daughter.
That's
okay.
Father. She's legal. It's alright.
That's fucking horrible.
Well, then we've got that on audio and we've got that on camera. So
listen, she is legal. He is in his 40s. She is in her 20s. That's fine.
But you did say, is she 12 before that?
No, I did not. You said she was 12.
Oh, actually, I think you'll find it was in the corner.
I did not say at any point she was
I definitely did see Alan's eyes flash when I said 12.
We don't endorse child fucking. As we
Noncing
previously, noncing up. We don't endorse that. We have never ever said that that's okay. We've even said metaphorically that Michael Bay is a nonce. Just because he.
Why bring this up?
Because he fucks up children.
I've had to edit so much.
Not in like the fact that he fucks kids, but just like he fucks all their dreams and loves.
That's Michael Bay's spirit.
that's Michael Bay's spirit throwing Jay the Silent Bob at me.
Yeah, he's like, fuck that guy.
But no, like at no point do we endorse the fact that nonces are okay.
I didn't think we need to say that. To be honest,
I feel like we did because Nick made it weird.
How did I make it weird? Why? You made it weird. You made it weird by saying you'd like to fuck a 12-year-old.
No, that's not.
Never said that.
No one ever said.
Oh.
No one said that.
Michael Bay really doesn't like you.
No one said that.
Michael Bay seems to think you did.
No. Fuck Michael Bay.
Yeah, fucking shit cunt.
Yeah.
Are we actually going to release that, or should we start a Patreon so you can just hear how
I'm going to send that
insults.
Michael Bay episode.
I can put
send it to Michael Bay.
Put me in his next film.
That's a lot of person I want to
You'll put me in his next film and he's like, I like him, he's white and straight and male.
He looks like he'd be good from a low fucking angle.
Yeah, exactly.
From a low angle in slow-mo, he'll be great.
That and the fact that I could kick Shia LaBeouf's head in.
Yeah, obviously, because anyone could.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Hadouken, throw a bottle at him.
Mate, one dig.
Hadouken.
Boys,
Hadouken, throw a bottle.
Boy's got a glass jar.
I don't even think he's got a glass jar, I just think he's a bit of a...
Say it. Say it! Finish it. Finish it.
Finish what? The bit?
Finish it.
I'll say cunt for Michael.
Horse.
I'll say cum bucket.
Okay.
So we didn't like the girl in Hellboy because she was fucking annoying. She was fucking annoying.
Right. So talking about Hellboy, right? Soundtrack, piece of shit. Sound editing, shit.
Normal editing,
shit. CGI. Patchy at best. At best. Comedy, maybe alright.
It was alright.
A lot.
Yeah. Not a comedy film though, so
Mike's kind of comedy. Mike's kind of comedy.
So, no, it is. Mike, it is.
So dick jokes and insults.
Completely.
Pretty much.
Right. It's like, it is. It was like they went, Kevin Smith, can you write the jokes for Hellboy? And then he's gone, yeah. So cock joke, call someone a crazy bitch because she's a crazy bitch, and then a load of cock jokes about it. But yeah, bang average. Disappointed to say the least.
You rated it a 5.
I put 5 out of 10. Yeah. Like, Briggsy just went in the bin. Like, that's all he shouted.
I rated it a 4. You rated it a 6, and then
downgraded it after I thought about it. Because I was entertained. Like, it kept me entertained, but it's only because I was waiting for the next cock joke, basically. Or, the next bit what I could recognise as Hellboy. It weren't the story.
Knowing you for as long as I've known you,
I don't know how this is going to go.
5 seems optimistic. Like, 5 seems like a compliment. Because I feel like you're quite harsh on films.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
I
think it's films what I think are going to do well. I've given better markups than I probably should.
Right.
And this is the first time I've actually took
one back.
I've actually reined it in a bit, and I was like, do you know what? If I watched it on telly, it was on. Yeah, fair dues.
Which is how I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be one of those. It's not one of those films where I need to go back to cinema to watch over and over and over again to get a point.
It would be exactly. If you had it now and like choose stick a film on or whatever, I'll be like, yeah, fuck it, let's watch it.
Yeah, You know, if you ask me, those 3 Hellboy films, I'd still pick the second one. Over that.
See, the second
Golden
one,
Army.
in terms of story, is not as good as the first, but in terms of visuals, is just fucking.
It's just Guillermo del Toro. It's just him, just all of his fantasies, just throwing it in that one market scene or whatever, and just going, have all that.
I knew the fact when he was making it, he was going to have to make big changes so it could differentiate itself from the Del Toro films.
Yeah.
I knew he was going to make massive changes, and when they cast David Harbour, you saw that first still.
Yeah.
David Harbour, and he was just fucking swole as fuck.
He looked massive.
And then I was like, oh, that looks closer to, in my head, what a live action Hellboy looked like.
Yeah.
In my head, if it was me making it, I'd rather it look like that than Rob Hillman's.
Yeah.
So that was the part where I was like, oh, maybe they're going to get it right. So it gave me a little bit of hope then that first trailer come out, and I was like...
So when we watched the second trailer, there was bits in it where I was like, glaringly that sticks out as ripped straight from a comic book. Does it feel like that when you're watching the film? No. Does it feel like there are scenes that are just that feels totally out of place?
After the film, when me and Nick were talking, I said the whole film feels like a cut scenes from games.
Right.
From video games. That's what it feels like to me. It doesn't feel... It doesn't feel good. It's the only way to put it. It doesn't feel smooth. It doesn't feel like it's particularly well thought out. And I don't know if it's because he was trying to make it too different from like Del Toro's ones or not, but 5 out of 10, bang average. Yeah, bang average.
That was the Hellboy review. I'm probably not going to watch it until it's free.
Yeah, on digital.
Yeah, follow us, like, share,
subscribe.
Subscribe.
And also, if you watch the Hellboy film, let us know what you think.
Yeah.
No. Just gonna say. Let us know what you think. Because
let us know
we're really interested
anything we talk about.
See, tell me if Mike's wrong. Convince me to see the film. If you watched it and you love it, let us know, and I'll go and watch it. Probably not. Like, share, subscribe, Insta, Twitter, Facebook,
all that good stuff.
YouTube, all that shit.
RLPAFD.
Yeah.